I saw it on Shudder. Is the movie Dead End. So this is something again on Shudder you should stream. Fantastic film. So this thing was about 90-ish minutes, I want to say, 85. And while watching it, before I talk about the movie, this was one of those circumstances well, during the first act, I'm like, the dialogue is kind of cheesy. I'm not feeling it. It seems just kind of, it's trying too hard. By the second act, I'm like, all right, it's kind of pulling me in. I'm digging it. And by the third act, I was heavily invested in terms of where the heck is this going and how are they going to end it. So it definitely kind of went uphill in terms of my enjoyment of this film. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything whatsoever. It has a bit of a simplicity to it in terms of we've all have, gone on road trips. We've all gotten maybe a little bit misplaced. Again, this was filmed in 2003. I'm glad my watch is going off right now. That's very professional. So it's very, you're able to put yourself, no pun intended, in the driver's seat of what this family is going through. They take a detour off a highway. Not really a detour. They just go for a shortcut off a highway. And it just is never ending. It is legitimately never ending, this so-called shortcut. And which just brings up more questions than answers as you're moving along. I don't know if a younger generation, not to say that it's not enjoyable, but for anyone, they're mid to late 30s and up, I think it's has a little bit more of that relatability in that circumstance. So take that as you will. But it's just, I was on the edge of my seat just wanting to know this. And again, it's just under 90 minutes, I should say. So it really does bring you in. So again, it's such a simplistic storyline that outside of what I just said, it's a little hard to say anymore without spoilers. But according to the Wikipedias, I looked at Box Office Mojo. I didn't see anything. So take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. The budget was at $900,000. And apparently in the box office and / DVD sales, brought in $75 million. So it was a winner for sure. Another reason why the movie business has just changed so much now that, DVDs, the physical media aspect of it is going out. I guess now that I think about it, I'm going to be talking about maybe Best Buy a little bit on the back end of this conversation. But listen, Shudder puts out a lot of great stuff, man. And this is just one of them. The actors, let me see if I can try to go on which one's which. So Alexandra Page Holden, she was one of the main, well, I mean, again, there's only 5 people, so they're all main leads kind of for the most part. I think she did an absolutely fantastic job just kind of making everyone feel kind of relatable in terms of she's the kind of the protagonist, kind of like, where is this going sort of thing. I really want to do a shout out to Lynn Shay. She was the mother of this family. It was a mother, father, their daughter and their son as the main family here. And Lynn just knocked it out of the park by being like the middle class stereotypical housewife / mother. But to say the least, she has a breakdown in the film, and her breakdown it did a combination of made you feel bad for her, the situation, but it also creeped you out in a very just unnatural, unsettling way. And she killed it. Oh my goodness. I honestly think that she's kind of the shining star to a degree in this film. You had Ray Wise as the father. Ray's been in a bunch of stuff, but his dialogue and the son, I believe it was Mick Cain, perhaps, just really I think it was their dialogue that kind of I'm not really feeling this film from those two. It just felt so whole hum. But again, I think maybe they were just working with what they got. I don't know. But all of them delivered. all of them delivered. Again, forced dialogue, but that's my biggest complaint. Go to Shudder, check it out. I don't know if they're doing any sales, but between everything else that they got going on, Shudder is the way to go. And I really do think you should watch Dead End. It was a quick film, easy to follow along. Just had some really interesting, I want to call them drone shots. They're not, but just has some like nice camera work and everything. And, when you're just essentially going down one straight road, I can see how it's difficult to try to get interesting shots. But they did a damn good job. So check it out, Dead End.